fix or a magic formula.
Yeah.
He's really empowering us
Yeah.
to take ownership of our choices and our actions to like create the lives that we want.
And he doesn't shy away from the fact that it's going to be challenging.
No, he doesn't.
Right.
He's very clear about that.
Personal growth takes effort. Discipline, sometimes even a bit of discomfort.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
And he uses that brilliant analogy of the valuable items placed on a high shelf. I love that one.
Right. And you can't reach them until you've grown tall enough.
Right.
It's like standing on the books you've read.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
Yes.
To reach those higher levels
Totally.
of understanding and achievement.
I love that analogy.
It is a great analogy.
It's so visual.
Yeah.
It really helps you picture it.
It's a great way to visualize personal development as like this continuous journey of learning, growing, expanding our capacity.
Absolutely. And that's where I think the concept of being a student comes in.
Okay.
Right. He really encourages us to be lifelong learners.
Yeah.
To be constantly seeking out, new knowledge and different perspectives.
But he's also cautious about not becoming a blind follower.
Right. It's not about just like absorbing everything uncritically.
Right.
It's about, really understanding it, processing it,
Yeah.
and then making it your own.
It's about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
Not just mimicking somebody else's path.
And that ties back to the idea of personal design.
You know, he's urging us to step out of those default settings.
Right.
And design a life that, truly reflects our values, our aspirations, our unique talents.
It's about becoming the architects of our own lives.
I love that.
Rather than passive bystanders.
Absolutely. And that's where I think the dignity of choice comes in.
Okay.
He reminds us that, we always have the power to choose our response to any situation.
Yeah.
We can choose to be proactive or reactive. We can focus on what we can control, or we can waste energy on things that we can't.
So it's a powerful reminder that we're not victims of circumstance.
No, we're not.
Right.
We have agency.
Yeah.
We have the ability to make choices that shape our lives.
And those choices, as you know, have consequences.
Of course.
Both positive and negative.
Absolutely.
And his analogy of the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret is such a profound way
It is.
to frame the importance of making wise choices.
So powerful. Yeah. And he also warns against making choices based on greed.
Right.
Or instant gratification.
Yes.
Reminding us that some things might taste good in the mouth, but turn bitter in the belly.
I love that.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's really emphasizing that true fulfillment comes from aligning our choices with our values. Focusing on what truly matters in the long run.
Yeah.
Even if it means, making some sacrifices in the short term.
So his philosophy is really about living with intention and purpose.
Absolutely.
It's about taking responsibility for our choices, our actions, ultimately for our destiny.
He's really emphasizing that success isn't a one-size-fits-all concept.
Right.
It's not about chasing those external markers of wealth or status.
Yeah.
It's about creating a life that is meaningful and fulfilling to you personally.
Do you remember that story he tells about the man who, decides to ditch everything?
Oh, yeah.
And go live in a cabin and feed squirrels?
I love that story.
And even that, Ron says, is roaring success if it's what that man truly desires.
Exactly.
It just beautifully illustrates.
It does.
That success is about living in alignment with your own definition of a fulfilling life.
Yes.
Regardless of what society might dictate.
100%.
So as we're exploring these nuggets of wisdom from Jim Rohn, what are some of the key takeaways that resonate with you?
For me, it's that powerful emphasis on personal responsibility.
Okay.
And the power of choice. He constantly reminds us that, we're not simply products of our environment.
Right.
We have the ability to shape our destinies through, conscious choices and consistent action.
I couldn't agree more. And I love how he champions that idea of being students, not followers.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's about absorbing information, evaluating it critically, and then forging our own unique paths to success.
He also highlights the significance of prioritizing work on ourselves.
Yes.
Even above our jobs.
Yeah.
It's about consistently investing in personal growth, developing our skills and our character, and becoming the kind of individuals who naturally attract success.
And it's not just about material success either, right?
Right.
He reminds us that personal development unlocks treasures in all areas of life.
That's right.
Economic, spiritual, financial, social, and personal.
Absolutely. It's about, becoming well-rounded individuals.
Striving for our full potential across all aspects of our lives.
Yeah, and he doesn't sugarcoat it either.
Ray doesn't.
He acknowledges that this journey requires effort, discipline, a willingness to embrace discomfort.
But he doesn't let us forget that the rewards are worth it.
Right.
The pain of discipline might be temporary.
Yes.
But the pain of regret can stay with us for a lifetime.
100%.
So as we're reflecting on all of this, what are some practical steps?
That's a good question.
That we can take to apply these principles in our own lives?
I think a great starting point is identifying one area where you personally want to grow. It could be, specific skill you want to develop.
Yeah.
A limiting belief you want to overcome. Maybe even a bad habit you want to break.
And then creating a plan.
Yes.
And taking consistent action toward that goal.
Consistent action is key.
Right.
You can't just, set a goal and then forget about it.
Yeah.
You have to take those daily steps.
He also encourages seeking out mentors.
Oh, yes.
And role models.
Mentorship is so valuable.
People who have already achieved
Yeah.
what we aspire to.
Absolutely.
Finding individuals who can guide and inspire us and even hold us accountable.
Yes.
Can make a world of difference.
It really can.
And remember, personal development is not a destination.
No, it's not.
It's a continuous journey.
It's a journey.
Right? There will be setbacks and challenges along the way.
For sure.
But as long as we stay committed to the process, growth and evolution are inevitable.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You're always growing. You're always evolving.
And that's what makes it so rewarding.
It is.
The real treasure lies in the journey itself.
Absolutely.
So if you're feeling stuck or unfulfilled, I highly recommend revisiting Ron's teachings.
Me too.
His wisdom is timeless.
It is.
And his message is incredibly empowering.
It is.
He really empowers us to create the lives we want.
Yes, he does.
And it all starts with taking ownership of our choices.
Absolutely.
Our actions, and ultimately our destinies.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, I have one final question for you, the listener.
Yeah, shoot.
Ron didn't explicitly mention this.
Okay.
But if we apply his principles to today's world, how do you think personal development intersects with technology?
Well, that's an interesting question.
And this constant flow of information that we're all exposed to.
It's a good one.
It's something to ponder as we move into the final part of our discussion.
I like it.
It is a fascinating question, isn't it?
It really is.
It really highlights how much the world has changed since Ron's time.
Right.
Back then, access to information was so much more limited.
It was.
Today, it's like we're drowning in it.
It is.
Coming at us from every direction.
All the time.
It can feel overwhelming.
Totally overwhelming.
There are so many voices and opinions and self-proclaimed experts. All vying for our attention.
It's hard to know.
It's a real challenge to sift through all that noise and find what's truly valuable.
Absolutely.
So how can we use Ron's teachings to navigate this landscape?
I think this is where his emphasis on critical thinking becomes even more crucial.
Yeah.
Remember how we were talking about, being students, not followers?
Yes.
Questioning everything, evaluating different perspectives, forming our own conclusions.
Yeah.
That's more important now than ever.
So in a way, the sheer volume of information today makes personal development even more vital.
I think so.
We need to sharpen our discernment skills.
Yeah.
So we don't get swept away by every, passing trend or shiny new idea.
We need to become really good at filtering the signal from the noise.
Right.
And that requires a strong foundation of knowledge.
Okay.
Well-honed critical thinking skills. And a clear understanding of our own values and goals.
It's interesting to think about how technology itself, while part of the problem, can also be a powerful tool for personal development.
That's true.
Think about all the online courses and apps and resources available to us today.
It's amazing.
They can help us learn new skills, connect with mentors, expand our knowledge in ways that weren't possible before.
Technology is definitely a double-edged sword.
It is.
But we get to decide how to wield it.
Yeah.
We can let it, distract and consume us, or we can use it to empower ourselves and accelerate our personal growth.
So maybe Ron's teachings are even more relevant today.
I think they are.
than they were during his lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, we need his wisdom to navigate this complex and constantly evolving world.
I couldn't agree more. His message of personal responsibility, continuous learning, self-directed growth.
Yeah.
It's really stood the test of time.
Well, it has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into Jim Rohn's motivational philosophy.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, drawing from that fascinating compilation video on the Riche YouTube channel.
So much good stuff in there.
So much good stuff.
It was a pleasure exploring these ideas with you.
Likewise.
And I really hope you know this has provided some valuable takeaways and inspiration to apply in your own life.
And remember, this is just a glimpse into Ron's vast body of work.
It is.
So if you're feeling inspired, definitely explore his books, his audios, his videos.
There's a wealth of wisdom waiting to be discovered.
And as we wrap up today, I want to leave you with one final thought from Jim Rohn.
Okay.
That really encapsulates his message.
I'm listening.
Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change.
Powerful.
So what change will you make today?